Hi guys, hopefully I've got this right. Do we have any sound? Testing it on my mobile as well. If you can see me, tell me if we have sound. You can hear me? Awesome. I'm trying out this software to have two cameras going, and I'm not entirely sure how it works. Hi guys, hopefully I've got this right. Do we have any sound? Okay, my phone says we have sound and it's delayed, but that's good. I'm trying to work out this chat. It was here a second ago. How did I make it? There we go. How are you, Anita? Can you see the screen right? We've got a 5D painting I thought we'd do while we're at it, but I'm a little iffy on this camera setup because it's the only mini tripod I have, and it's very, very short, so it's very, very close. I just thought it'd be nice to have something to do while I'm doing my chat that you guys can see, so I thought I'd test doing this camera so that you can see what I'm doing. So I've got this 5D painting for the minute, but I bought some other ones. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them underneath this camera, but we can try. So I've got this scratch metallic set. Maybe if I hold the camera up a minute. Can you see that? So we've got that way around, isn't it? Let's go. Well, so these, I don't know if you remember the where you just scratch off the images. So I've got a bunch of them to do during various lives, and this is a new one that I've never seen before, and it's like a chunky colour one, so that's going to be interesting. But I thought I'd do this 5D diamond thing first, as it's the smallest, so it gives me a minute to try to set up this camera and get this working. So it gives us something to do. It comes with this really pretty pen. So quite like that. I don't know if I can get it any higher. I wonder if I can stand up on the box. Will that make it a bit higher for you guys? So how are you, Anita, anyway? What have you been up to? A little higher, not much, until I get a better tripod. I think that'll have to do. So I don't know how delayed I am because I've not used this software before. It's OBS. I tried using it years ago once when I first went live, and there was no sound, which is why I was really worried about the sound this time. But it's hopefully working. Oh, you're testing a crochet pattern. What pattern are you making? I don't know who else is going to join us, because I know it's Joe's birthday and she's on holiday, having a wonderful time, which I'm really, really jealous of. And I don't know if there's anyone else about today, but we'd have a little go. No delay? Oh, awesome. Goody goody. So hopefully I've got this working correctly. I might have done something right for once. I don't know what the screen is like for you. It's a smaller screen than I would normally think. Let's pull it up on my phone again and see what screen, but turn the sound down so we don't get a double. Yeah, so it's a small square screen. I don't know why it's doing that, and it's not the normal size, but maybe it's the webcam, maybe it only does square, I don't know. But I can play with that another time. The flower one, ooh, I like flowers. I was supposed to be doing pattern testing for a lady who I'd met at a group at Stitch Fest, but she hasn't actually messaged me yet to do the pattern, so I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. I'm also going to do a pattern test for a blanket for a friend who's created some blankets, which I'm looking forward to doing. Once she's got it finished, I'm going to do that. So this one looks to be reasonably straightforward. Each number matches the thing until you get to 9, and then it goes A, B, C, D. So I'm going to start with number 1. I remembered my scissors this time round. You know what I'm like for always forgetting my scissors normally. But I remembered them. I actually have no idea what sound device this software's using. I don't know if it's using my webcam or my laptop. Hearts and Easter egg one too. Cool. You know, I'm terrible at doing Easter stuff. I really don't do anything for Easter. I never make anything. There's always so many cute little patterns, but I never get around to doing any of them. Let's have a look. See. Sorry about the coughing. My throat's a little funny today. I've actually been quite lazy and I've not done much today. I've just got in the bath. Wow, that was my hand right in the way, wasn't it? I think it's going to take a while to get used to the best position to put the camera so you can see things. It just keeps unfocusing, doesn't it? Should we get some light in here as well? Let's turn that on. If the light helps at all. It's a bit rainy here today. What's the weather like at your place, Anita? It's quite windy and rainy today. And my phone has just popped up saying about lightning thing. So I'm guessing somewhere close by is some actual lightning. Which is surprising because I didn't think we were getting any storms or anything. Definitely focuses better when that plastic's off, doesn't it? Try to keep my hand as far away as possible, and hopefully it won't get in your way when you're doing this. So this one, we popped into the range on Saturday. I just wanted to go and see what they had, and they had a bunch of craft stuff. I thought it would be really good fun to draw my craft and chats so that we'd have something. See, because obviously the last few that I've been crocheting or doing the butterfly looms, you couldn't really see what I was doing. So I thought this would be quite cool. Very soggy. Yeah, it's miserable, isn't it? Yesterday it was really sunny here. I don't know about where you are, but it was really sunny here. And quite liked it. And I thought, oh, spring's finally come. And then today it's back to cloudy, wet, miserable. It's like Mother Nature teased us. It's taken forever for my hair to dry because I've had a bath, and you can probably see it's still very wet. But the thing is, when my hair's wet, it looks really wavy and really curly, which is nice. And then as it dries, some of that curl and wave drops out. I'll be glad when it decides to stay put. Doesn't seem to be a lot of ones up in that corner, does it? Got a few up here. I think I'm just going to work up on the wings in this area for today, and then I can turn the canvas around and work the other way so that they're still visible on camera, because obviously it only has part of the thing on. I need to work away, get it further up. problem is my proper tripod for my camera is way too big to put my webcam on. So I need to work out, and I've got one of those little bendy phone ones. But it's not very tall, so I need to come up with a better solution, clearly. But I don't know what. I think that might be all the number ones. Let's try. There's one on the waist there. I think we're going to move on to number 2s. We'll put these into a bag. This has come with those little bags. I'm not one for plastic bags. I try not to use plastic bags, but while we're sat here, I think this might be just the easier way. I actually got my butterfly loom at FiberQuest, and the lady who owns the company, she was there selling them, and I mentioned to her I wanted to buy one to do a tutorial on the channel about using it, and she was very, very lovely about it. And actually I've got the medium and the magic size, and she gave me a couple of patterns. So one's a little scarflet and one's a bag, so I've been doing samples up of them, as well as lots of the other squares. Got a load of them I've been testing around, seeing what I come up with, and then I'm going to do the tutorials. Hopefully we will get me a new external hard drive soon, and then I'll be able to film and record more, because my computer is very, very low on space, and I've already filled up the external hard drive we've got with all my older tutorials and things, so I really need more space. Probably should put the actual thing in there so I know it's number 1, really, shouldn't I? Because I'll forget otherwise, because we both know my memory sucks. Yeah, I think Jo said she had butterfly loom, but she hadn't done much with it either. And I'd never really seen them until I went to FiberQuest. And actually I thought they were really cool. The stuff she made with them was so pretty. She had cushions and bags and scarves and all sorts, blankets and all that. And they were really pretty, so that's why I wanted to grab one and do a tutorial. I actually have had so much fun doing it that I want to buy the small and the large at some point and make things with that too. Because it's just been really good fun. I was surprised how much fun I had on them. I knew I was going to enjoy them, but I've already used like 200 grams of yarn, no, 400 grams of yarn, just making samples because it's just so much fun. They're really relaxing to do, so I've quite enjoyed it. But I wanted to do something different today, as I was playing with the loom on my last live, so I thought we'd do this. If I stop letting it go out of focus by putting my hands in, is it going to focus? Focus that. I really need to get a better quality webcam because this thing sucks. But I don't really use webcams very much. I don't know much about them. So I'm going to have to look up what would be a good webcam to stream with, I think. Because the problem is none of my recording cameras have the capability to act as a webcam as well. So I haven't really looked into doing it, because normally, I mean, my laptop webcam, one that's got my ugly mug in it right now, I don't think the camera's too bad, but this one, for pointing downwards, I can see that the focus is not great. It doesn't seem to be too bad when it's like at a distance. I've used it for my face camera and it's been fine, but it's not doing so well for this, is it really? The focus looks quite bad. I don't know what it's like your end, but I think I might have to look into a different webcam. And I don't know how good the sound is, because I don't know which one it's using. Because the sound is surprisingly pretty good on this webcam. I think the sound's actually better on the webcam than it is on my laptop. I did buy an external mic to use years ago to do voiceovers on my tutorials, but my laptop mic was actually better than the external mic, which is insane. And it wasn't a cheap one either, but I think I'm going to have to get a better quality one. But This is the first time I've done a 5D painting on a canvas. As you can see, it's already stuck onto a canvas. So I don't have to worry about it curling and bending. And that's actually quite nice. I've not done that before, so I've been quite enjoying it. Yeah, so I wonder if it's using my webcam or my laptop then, because both of those sounds are good. I might not even bother with an external mic. If we just keep using that, they're pretty good. There's no point, is there? No point spending extra money on something that's not needed. So if I can use that to get a better webcam instead of a new mic, that actually might be quite good. There wasn't very many 2s on the top part, is there? There's not very many 2s at all looking at this, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know how long this is going to take me, but it's very small, so I don't think it's going to take too long to do. So it's probably going to be perfect for these little chats. I've got some much bigger 5D paintings I've had for a few years now that I'm going to do at some point, but I'm definitely going to need a better setup for the camera for that. Get some better height. I just don't quite know how I'd use my current tripod for it, because it's so high. I think it might be too high. Or it would block the laptop camera and my ugly mug. So, I don't know. So have you got a time limit on your test? Do you have to get it done by a certain time, or are you just testing it for fun and they don't mind when it gets done? Because I know some people expect their pattern testers to have a really fast turnaround time, don't they? Sometimes I think it's insane how fast some of them are expected to turn it around. It's like they have a life. 3 weeks, that's not too bad then. Yeah, I've seen some who like, oh, I want you to do this blanket and I want you to do it in a week. It's like, I'm fast, but I'm not that fast. Not for a complicated blanket, anyway. So, number 3s. I do like this image. My clock in my lounge is a similar image, so I expect it's probably by the same artist, because I know she does a lot of merchandise with her images on them. Don't know if it says on the box. Yeah, Anne Stokes collection according to the box, so I think that is actually the same as my clock then. I've had my clock for years. I got it at a fairy festival many years ago. We've had to change the battery out a few times, but otherwise it's still running perfectly. It's a really nice clock. I'll be gutted when I have to get rid of it. It's so weird seeing the camera and your chat in this software instead of in the YouTube backend. It's very different. I don't know if that means the live won't be saved to go on YouTube. I don't know. I didn't even think about that. Hopefully it'll be saved for other people to watch back. I really don't know much about this software, but I wanted to give it a go and try to get better, and so that the lives are a little more interesting and not so boring for you guys, so at least you have something to watch. I just wish the focus would work. Let's try blocking it and see if it refocuses. It doesn't want focus well, does it? I was supposed to message my youngest son and let him know I was going live before I come on here, because he'd be coming back from work, but I forgot. Never mind, when he arrives, he'll see. Not a lot of 3s either. Found a couple of 2s I missed. further down by alarm, but we can do them later because we're just worrying about the wings and the head really at the moment. Hi Lorna, 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 isn't it? I'll get it right, I will, I promise. Lorna, I think that's right, isn't it? One day I'll be able to say it right first time without having to remind myself. But it's going to take a while, I'm afraid. Always takes me a while. So we're trying something new today, Lorna. I'm trying to use a secondary camera and a different software so that we can chat and see what I'm making. So far, so good. Except for the fact the focus doesn't seem to want to work very well, but I don't know what to do about that. I'm so bad at pronouncing things, it's ridiculous. Right, do we have any 4s? I think we're going to skip to the 5s, because I don't think we've actually got any 4s up there. I think the 4s are all down there. This is a nice little kit though. I think I might get some more of these. I think that was pretty cheap, like 3-4 quid or something for it. Our range isn't as good as a lot of other ranges. When it finally opened, it's only been open for a few years. And when it opened, I was so excited to go there. And it was so rubbish on the craft supplies. I was gutted when I got there. We literally stood in the queue for opening, me and a friend, and yeah, it wasn't worth the wait. They don't really have a good yarn selection at all. Now obviously I'm more natural fibres and acrylic now, but back then I was still on acrylic. And yeah, they had no yarn whatsoever on the opening of our range store, which I was really gutted about, because the one I used to go to in Southampton was really, really good. Not Southampton, Plymouth. It's because I moved around so much, trying to remember which one's which. The one I went to in Plymouth was really good, but the one up here was not so good, so I was a little gutted. But when I went in there on Saturday, they had all these kits, so I've got a few different kits I'm going to get and try at some point. Is their yarn expensive? So probably a good job that they didn't have any then, because I've not actually bought any yarn from them at all, because back when I lived in Plymouth I didn't have a massive stash of yarn. I didn't really buy much because I was still in my early stages before I learnt about stash enhancement and all that sort of stuff. And now, because I use more natural fibres, I don't have. Now this one is on a canvas, so it's something different that I've never used before, but it's very shiny, but it's gorgeous. Yeah, these are round ones. Most of the ones I have are round actually. I've very rarely come across a square one. I've had a few, but not many. I really wish this would focus better. Let's take it away and back again and see if that will focus. I don't know how to make the damn thing focus. Maybe it still needs to be higher and then it'll focus a bit better. But she is lovely. I really do like her. I wonder if I can. Got another book here. Shall we try popping her up on another book? I'm just piling her up on top of boxes and books here. I don't know if that one's going to make much difference. Oh, we've almost got her all in there, haven't we? We can make her straight. Let's turn the book around so we don't have the tag sticking up. It's actually Duncan's book. He'll be so pleased to know I'm using his workbook for my lives. There we go, that's got almost all of them in, hasn't it? Yeah, I think the one I had was a really big one that had these square drills. It's still not focusing. I wonder if I shut the light off from that side. That can help. This camera just doesn't want to focus, does it? Maybe it's got something over the screen. Should we try? Now it just made it completely crooked. This is going so well, isn't it? At least the software's working. That's a start, isn't it? Better than I was doing. Why does it keep twisting back? The stand is really not very good. Don't know if you can see, but the camera just keeps dropping back down. That didn't help with the lighting, closing that off, did it? I'm not touching that camera, it just keeps dropping. Why does it keep dropping? It needs tight. I can't tighten it anymore. It's already at the tightest. It's just not going to stay up, is it? It's going down, down, down. I think that's the best we're going to do until I get a better stand. You can get ones with LED lights in them? Oh, I need me one of them. I didn't even know you could get that. Oh, for a second we had focus. For a split second it focused, then it went away again. Focus. It just doesn't like the shiny, does it? Oh. You don't care if it's not perfect, do you? You're used to me messing it all up by now. You'd think after all these years I'd be good at this, but I'm really not. Tempted just to take this plastic off altogether because it's only a part drill, so none of this bit here is sticky. I've also noticed the camera is backwards to me. This is my right hand and I think it's showing you guys as left. For some weird reason. I don't know how to flip it. There's probably a way to flip it, but I don't actually know how. I'm gonna have to, where did you get the ones with the LED lights? I'm gonna have to look that up, but that would be so cool. Would help if a drill picked up, wouldn't it? I wonder if extra light from my phone would help it focus or make it. Oh, it's the extra light from my phone makes it glittery. Okay. Didn't know the canvas was glittery, but the canvas is apparently glittery. Even better! Who doesn't love glitter? But the light's not helping. Oh, turn off. You'll have to show me them in the group, Lorna, so I can see what they look like. Because I'd really love some with some lights on them. That'd be so cool. That's the only problem doing this with the canvas. I don't have my light board underneath to help me see the numbers better. And my lights aren't the best. I do have plug-in lights I use for photography, but I'm not going to go and find them today. That's too much hassle. We can hopefully find them for next week. And who knows, maybe I'll have a better camera by then and it will focus better. This is the problem where I didn't do lives. So I think it was, what was it, 2-3 years I didn't do lives. I just hadn't really checked on my cameras and they're very, very out of date at this point. So I definitely need to get some newer ones. Oh wow. Yeah, that's a long time to be away, isn't it, Lon? I hope your parents are doing alright. That's a lot of stress. I think you could do with them just to de-stress, couldn't you? I'm quite lucky. My mum, though she has a bunch of health problems, she's actually perfectly capable most of the time of taking care of herself. She's not great for looking after herself when it comes to her diabetes, but you know, there's only so much you can force an adult who has their own mind what to do, you know. But as I'm one of 6 kids, there's so many of us around to take care of her. I don't think it'll ever be something that one person will be stuck with. Stuck's the wrong word, but you know what I mean. And my dad, he passed away many, many years ago. He actually didn't get sick or anything. He went to work, come home, had his dinner, and then said, I feel funny, and then died. Which was better for him. He would not have liked to have been sick and having people take care of him. It's not sort of thing he would have liked. He was a lorry driver, and he was very used to doing things on his own. So sometimes going fast is the best option for them, even if it's not so good for us because we don't get to say goodbye. Ooh, what's black work? Let me find a 5. There we go. Be good if one of the focus is on properly, because then you can tell me what ones I'm missing, because every time I do these I miss some. I'm just incapable of not missing them. Right, I think that's all the 5. Nope, see, I've missed some again already. Okay, did I get them all this time? Nope. I'm so bad at these. This is why I always had a light board underneath my non-canvas frame ones, because I can spot them easier. I do have my glasses on, but they don't really help. I need to get new ones, I need to get them checked, but it don't come cheap, so we've been holding off trying to separate, because at the moment my husband's, my younger son's and my glasses are all due at the same time, so we've been trying to separate them off, so I'm holding off the longest because my eyesight is the best. So I'm holding off until hopefully May time, and then that should keep the cost of the glasses spread out throughout the year then. As my youngest is about to turn 18, so the help that you get when they're younger is about to go away. It's very quiet here at the moment. My youngest is coming back from college at some point. I'm not sure exactly what time he's coming back. And my oldest has actually gone away for a couple of nights to his mate's place. He won't be back till Wednesday. So it's just me in the house at the moment, because Duncan had an appointment somewhere. He'll be back at some point to continue work, so he'll just go upstairs. So he won't be down here either. So that's why I went live, because I thought I'm going to be all on my lonesome, so I thought we'd go live. That cost us all black position. Oh wow! I have to look into that. I only know the basics on cross stitch because it's something that I've never been very good at getting done. I love starting them, but I very rarely finish them, so I don't know much about cross stitch. We've got a couple of ladies in my craft group who do cross stitch, and they've done the most beautiful work, and they're so fast, whereas I'm really, really slow. We've got another lady who comes to the craft group as well, and she actually is doing, you know, like those temperature blankets. Well, she's doing a temperature cross stitch that's a bookshelf. It's really, really cool. And so I might try that next year, because it's only little sections you have to do each time. And I think having it be dependent on the weather might encourage me to do it more, because it will be different each day or each week. And I think that would be more fun. I hope. We'll see, won't we? Yeah, my glasses, these ones were £200 odd, and they wanted me to have a second pair of reading glasses. But I barely used the ones I had before, so I didn't even bother buying a second pair. I've just stuck with these because my reading glasses I'm supposed to use when I'm crafting, but I actually find my main glasses better for crafting, so I don't. So I just buy the one pair. And I try to get the cheapest possible ones you can get. But obviously everything goes up in price nowadays. Peppermint purple and the steady thread. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget, because we know I will otherwise. I'm going to do it in my trusty notepad. I had it with me just now. What do I do with it? No, there we go. Yeah, I got it. Let's write this down so I don't forget. I'm getting a nice little collection of notes now from these lives, with all the people I'm checking out. It's been some really cool people I found. Go check them out. They both have temperature patterns. Awesome. Wow, that's a lot of work. Henry VIII and the wives, and then Mary Elizabeth. That must have took so long. Free patterns? Ooh, gotta like free patterns. Save the stitches. I love chatting to you a lot because you always give me so many cool things to go and look up after. And I do, I go and look up after, I go and check them all out. So I've been following some really cool people and getting some really cool stuff. What number am I on? 6. This is terrible, isn't it? It's not that many numbers and I've still managed to forget what number we're on. I think the colours of this are going to be very similar to my clock as well, so I'm almost wondering if it's the same picture as my clock. I'm trying to remember what the picture on my clock is. Let me have a look in a second and see. I'd bring it over to show you, but it's on a wall too high for me to reach, which is why it's currently the wrong time, because of course our clock's changed. But it takes Duncan months to change a clock. So by the time he changes it, it'll be time to change it back again. And I can't reach it even with a step ladder, so it just stays the wrong time. So this week I'm going to do some more baking. The shortbread and the muffins went down really nicely, so I'm going to do some more of them, and I'm going to do some gluten-free, dairy-free versions of them. I'd planned on doing it all this week, beginning of the week, but because my oldest is the one that does the baking with me and he's gone away for a few days, we won't actually be doing it until either Wednesday, Thursday time. I'll probably do the shortbread myself, maybe tomorrow, because that's reasonably simple and it doesn't require me bending down too much or doing any heavy lifting. But the muffins and things, I'll probably wait for Kurt to come back, because that's a little more work for me and I can't do too much. See, I've not heard of red work. See, I don't know all these terms. I'm so bad. I should know these things. Ooh, Egyptian tiles. I had a real thing for Egyptians. Actually, one of my tarot sets is actually Egyptian tarot set because I just love Egyptian stuff. Ah, that's a nightmare. I hate it if you move and then you lose all your space. That's what I'm going to dread if we ever move from here, which we will do at some point. I don't know if I'm going to have room for all my stuff. A she shed. I so want a she shed. We don't have room because our back garden is absolutely tiny. But I've said once we move to another place, I want a she shed. So I want like an outside space that's all mine. Ooh, let's write down tangled thread. I'm going to have so much fun checking all these out. My neighbour introduced me to this clear 3D embossing glue gel stuff. I needed some glue for one of my projects before Fibre East, and I realised that my glue had dried up, so I messaged my neighbour and asked if she had any, and she brought some stuff round, and she brought this glue round that's, it's not a glue, it's like liquid embossing stuff or something, but it's 3D, so you drip a little bit out and it makes little dots. And like, that's going to be perfect for doing the layered pictures that I want to do, instead of the little sticky foam things that I was using, because I had to keep cutting them up to make them smaller. These little glue thing is fantastic. So I need to buy a new one to replace hers because I use so much of it. But I've actually found out my wholesaler sells it, so I'm just going to buy a whole bunch of it in, and then I've got loads of it. And she's a card maker. She does some really cool cards. She has been doing iris folding, which is not a technique I'd ever heard of until I saw hers, and actually it's so pretty. Oh, cool. You know a lot about the history of things, don't you? That's so cool. I couldn't tell. I can barely remember who our blooming kings and queens are. My memory on history is so bad. Or geography for that matter. I'm really bad at geography. So if someone asks me for directions to somewhere, and I'm like, I don't have a clue. It's not that far away from me, but I ain't got a clue. I couldn't tell you how to get there. It's a straight line pretty much from here to Southampton, and I still couldn't tell you how to get there. And I really hated geography at school. I was so bad at it. And I really didn't like history at school as well. Partly, I think, due to the teacher. I didn't like the history teacher. So I was never very good at history. My boys are much better at it. But at this point in my life, I don't see the point. I'm not going to remember anything. I barely remember what I try to remember, let alone stuff that I don't need to remember. 7. The only thing about all of these things is there's so much plastic. I really don't like using so much plastic, but I really like doing these things, so I don't think there's another option at the moment. There's not a plastic option, is there? Plastic free option for 5D paintings and things. You see, that would be me and Ia. Duncan does not ask me for directions because I will get it wrong. Luckily, none of my boys have got my complete inability to do geography. They can travel wherever they want and they are absolutely fine, which is a relief because I wouldn't want them to be like me. I mean, my oldest travels around the world for different meetups and things. He's travelled more than me, and my middle one was travelling around doing. He used to change tyres on race cars. So he used to travel around all the different racetracks and events. So they've all been travelled way more than me, and I think my youngest will end up being the same because he's very independent. He's got his driving licence now, and since then I very rarely see him because he's after college. Him and his mates usually drive off somewhere to hang out, so they've either gone bowling or to the cinema or to the golf range for the putting green. They seem to just enjoy going out and about, which is really nice. Leaves me at home alone, lonely a lot, but means I get plenty of crafting done. And Duncan, my husband, he started going out on Sundays on his own to do stuff because between work and taking care of me and the home, he doesn't really get to go out and do things for himself. So he started going out on Sundays now, which means I now have Sundays to myself to do whatever I fancy as well, which is quite nice. Oh wow. You see, I was good at maths at school. Nowadays I panic if I have to do maths because of my brain fog and things. I just immediately think I'm going to get it wrong, so I panic. But I was actually a top group at maths, so I was actually quite good at maths. And I wasn't too bad at English in the sense that I understood the assignments and I could do the assignments reasonably well. My problem with English is my spelling is not great. Can you see a flashing on your end? On my ugly mug camera. It seems to be flashing on my screen. I don't know what it is. Oh, I just looked at the light. That wasn't a good plan. But anyway, yeah, I used to really enjoy maths and English. But I really did not like history and geography, so I didn't do that. I can't see properly now. I looked at that light and now it's just like flashes of light all in my eyes. So clever, aren't I? I would have liked to have done music, but we didn't actually get GCSE music. The music teacher had a nervous breakdown. And after that they just said there wasn't enough call to do a music GCSE, so we didn't do it. I wanted to do humanities for my GCSE, which is a mix of history and geography, that didn't really have a GCSE exam at the end, because I really didn't want to do it, but they wouldn't allow me to do that. I had to pick one, so I actually did GCSE geography, and it didn't help at all. I'm just really bad at it. No flashing, so I wonder why it's showing that on my screen. It's weird. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, see, when I was younger, I'd done a mix of keyboard, flute, cornets, recorder, and guitar. I was never very good at any of them, but I tried them all. And I could play basics, but you know, I wouldn't have made a good musician. But that's my youngest home. Hello, darling.
Hello.
What am I doing? I'm doing number 7, aren't I? Do we have any more 7s up here? I think we're done on the 7s. My boys never played any instruments really. They had the recorder because over here that's kind of a given that the kids learn recorder. Mine were home educated, so I did try to teach them recorder. And we did have a keyboard for a while, and my very small knowledge of guitar, and my husband used to play bass in a band actually, so he knew a little bit more than me. Between us, we used to do a little bit of guitar and that, but the boys never really took to music. It was not really their thing, so and I wasn't going to make them learn something they didn't want to do. So other than some basic understanding, they didn't really do much. My youngest and middle are car people. They just love messing around with cars. Middle one, like, properly just takes cars apart, rebuilds them, buys them in cheap and does them up and then sells them on, that sort of thing. He's actually doing an apprenticeship as a mechanic now. Ooh, I've just spilt them everywhere. Don't know if you can see that, but I've just spilt the gems all over the bottom there. That was clever, wasn't it? But my oldest, he's actually more art. He's quite arty and crafty like me. So he's just gone on. He actually went to college to do 3D animation for games, but he actually works at a local pub in the kitchens, and he's actually taken a bigger liking to cooking now. He has said that maybe one day he might go back to college and do some training in actual as a chef or something, but he's just enjoying doing it for fun at the moment. Whereas my youngest is currently doing his current course is to do with electronics on cars, but there's one last year and the one he'll be doing next year, or start in September this year, is motorsport engineering. So the designing and the running of actual racing cars. So that's his thing he loves doing. It all goes over my head. I don't know most of it. Oh wow, so your oldest son is very musical then, isn't he? That's awesome. I would have liked my sons to have done some kind of music, because I do think it is such a good skill to have. But I was always determined that I wasn't going to make my boys do anything they didn't want to do. That was the whole point of home education, was that they learnt what they wanted to do with their life, not what I wanted them to do. And so, yeah, Mally, my youngest, is obsessed with motorsports and things, and he was learning aerodynamics way before most kids would be learning aerodynamics. And he still knows way more than I'll ever know. It goes over my head. He shows me some of it. No lessons either. Oh, so he's naturally good at it all. That's amazing. Yeah, we had a lodger back in Plymouth, and he had a whole bunch of guitars, and he actually taught me to play the guitar. And bless him, he even gave me a guitar for my birthday one year, one of his ones that he fixed up for me, and I absolutely loved it. I do miss playing the guitar, but my hands just couldn't cope with because I've got very small hands. It was only electric guitars I can play because they were thinner, but even then my fingers, they just don't quite, you know how you need to spread them out for the chords and things, my fingers just don't do that very well. I don't know why I've just packed these away. I need to use these ones, don't I? I don't know what I'm coming and going here. Right, let's do this without spilling on this time, shall we? She plays rugby. Oh my god. That's so cool. I played football as a young girl. Now I question why I did, because I can't stand football. I would never play rugby. I am not that brave. I love watching American football. I think it's fascinating to watch. but I've never really watched much rugby. I think the most rugby I've seen is when I did my Codford event a couple of weeks ago, and they had a big screen in there because my table was set up in the basically the bar area, and they had it on there. So I was watching it on there. I think that's as much rugby I've ever seen. I really don't know much about it. Did look good though. Because of course American football's similar to rugby, isn't it? I think they've got a bunch of different rules, but I think it's reasonably similar. But to be 6 and playing it, I'd be terrified. She is one brave girl. There wasn't very many 8s up there, was there? Really wish I could get this to focus for you so you could see it better. I don't know if I'm ever going to have grandkids. My boys, at first they're like there's never going to be any grandkids, and now one of them's like maybe, but he's not sure. And so I'll just have to wait and see. So 9, we're going on to A, so there is some A's. Oh wow, so you were really good then. I was really bad at badminton and tennis. I actually got banned from playing them at school because my idea of playing was basically to hit the shuttle or the ball as hard as you can, and of course that never went in bounds. That always went way outside, and so they wouldn't let me play anymore because I was a bit of a danger with it. I couldn't aim it. Couldn't do it. I really was bad at it, but you must have been amazing at it to be Yorkshire champion. That is so cool. I do like bowling. We bowls. The bowls, the green one we play, what you play on the grass over here, where you're aiming your balls at other balls to try to get closest things. I used to like doing that. Didn't play it much. We actually have a local group over here. We have a whole hall for it, but. I have enough trouble standing and walking, just like you and you. I can't really stand very much now, so I don't think I can do anything like that anymore, which is a shame. It's actually where the local WI meets, is in the hall for the bowls, which I'll be back there on the 12th of next month doing a macrame workshop with them. So he used to love going for walks and I'd exercise loads. And nowadays, if I want to go out and do anything for the day, I have to go out in my wheelchair because I'll do a tiny bit of walking and I'll be so shattered and so much pain that the fun's gone. So I go out in my wheelchair and then I can spend some more time out. But then Saturday, we went around a few shops, a little shopping thing, and I used my wheelchair the whole time. And I was still absolutely shattered when I got back. So I think being around people drains me so badly nowadays. Because when you're in your wheelchair, it's surprising how many people don't pay attention to where they're walking and they whack you in the head with handbags and shopping bags or cut you up and all sorts. Must be a nightmare for babies and kids who are in prams, because at least I can tell the adult, watch where you're blooming well going. Whereas the kids, they often can't. So it's just, it sucks being low down. I mean, I'm 5 foot nothing anyway, so I've always been lower than everyone, but now in my wheelchair, I'm really low down. Yeah, sounds like me and Anita used to do a few different things we can't do anymore. Yeah, so some of the wilder, there's some crappy people in the wild who just don't think you should be in their way. We actually had one guy comment on a post for disabled parking. There was a post about people need to stop parking in the disabled parking if you don't have a blue badge. And someone commented they've only park at night in it. Because disabled people shouldn't be out at night anyway. They don't need to be out at night. It's like, we're adults, you know, we still have a life. Just because we're disabled doesn't mean we can't go out of the house at night. But he was generally thought that disabled people shouldn't be out of the house at night, and when they are out of the house, they should have other people doing stuff for them, so they shouldn't need any help anyway. It's like, we're not babies. We're still capable of doing some stuff. We actually have a wonderful lady around here who has been auditing the parks and the pavements and the shops, and basically pulling our council up on the bad conditions for disabled people around here. And she's actually managed to get one of the local parks, the paths on it were there were roots coming through from all the trees, so the paths were really broken up. She's actually managed to get them to resurface it so that it's safer for people in wheelchairs and crutches and things, which is fantastic. She's done such an amazing job, but it's such a stress for her because she's wheelchair bound as well, and so taking on all this work is really quite a lot for her. And I'm so grateful that she does do it, because it helps so many of us out. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like, isn't it, Anita? It's like, once you're down there, you don't exist. I did have a customer at one of the stalls that I was doing my thing, who was fantastic. He actually not only spoke to me, but he actually brought himself down to my level so that I wasn't looking up to him. He put himself level with me to chat to me, and I thought, that might seem like a really minor thing, but to me that was amazing, because they made them, you know, they made me their equal by getting down to the same level as me. And I just thought that was such a nice gesture to do, because so many people don't. They either completely ignore me or they make me look up like that to them. And that's a lot harder than people think, to be constantly looking up. The strain on your neck and your shoulders is really hard. Yeah, she is working so hard around here. It's like my village, the drop curbs, and none of them are opposite each other. To get out of my house, we have to carry the wheelchair around the car because there's no room for getting it around otherwise. And then we have to ride my wheelchair on the road up to the end of my cul-de-sac because there's no paths in my cul-de-sac. But then you can't get onto those paths because there's no drop curb at the other end of that path, so I have to cross the road, go into the other cul-de-sac and along their path, because that one has a drop curb at the other end. And then in order to cross the main road, I actually have to go down off one drop curb, go along the road to go up to another drop curb because there's nothing opposite it. It's so dangerous, it's ridiculous. And there's curbs in town that are just so high. It's like, how do they expect people in chairs to get up and down them? It's insane. I mean, there's one place that's got a curb so high that I literally, even with my crutches, my husband has to help me climb up the curb because it's just too high. It's like that high, which doesn't seem like a really high depth to some people, but for someone who's got limited leg movements and things, that's hard. It is, isn't it? I think the thing is a lot of people, I don't think they see people with disabilities as human. They expect us to hide away and pretend we don't exist. So if we're out and about, they blank us and ignore us because admitting to themselves that there could possibly be someone different than them is shocking, which is horrendous. On 10C. Ooh, got a nice chunk for once. But it's amazing how many disabled people take years to even come to terms with they are disabled. It took years for me to use the word disabled for my conditions. I always call it my health issue, because I've been brought up that unless you had a severe disability, that, you know, you couldn't speak, you couldn't move, you were fully paralysed, all that sort of stuff, then you weren't disabled and you shouldn't use that term, because it was not a term you'd want to use. So it took years for me to accept that my conditions are disabling, which makes me disabled, and that I'm allowed to use that term, and I shouldn't be ashamed of that term. And I just think it's awful that there's still, this day and age, so many people who struggle along trying to pretend that they're healthy because they don't want to admit that they have a disabling condition. I think my class actually helped me learn to accept it, because when I'm talking about my class, I didn't feel like a lesser person, and when I couldn't work, I was made to feel like a lesser person, like I was this lazy layabout or something. Whereas now that I'm doing my class and I'm earning money from my class, people don't necessarily think I'm a lazy person who does nothing all day. There's still some who think that's all I do, that I do nothing but lay around all day, but you know, screw them. No worries, Anita. It was lovely chatting to you. Thank you for coming along, and I hope your son's alright. Go and enjoy it. Enjoy them where you can, because they don't often come around once they get older and they drive you mad. My middle one, I only see when he wants something. That's the other problem with being in this software, is I can't actually see if there's anyone else. I don't have like a little counter that tells me there's people watching, so I never know if I'm sat here chatting to myself or whether there are people watching, which is weird. Not though the count on YouTube is often correct, because the other day, when I went live the other day and Joe was there, it said no one was watching, but Joe was chatting to me, so she was clearly watching. So I think it's got its own mind of its own, the YouTube one, so I don't think it matters too much that I can't see if anyone's chatting here, really, can't, does it? And I can just chat on my own, because I know people do watch this back on repeat, so hopefully people aren't too bored when they watch it back on repeat. I'm hoping now that I've got something going on, it'd be more fun to watch back, and it would be much better, one, we can make the camera focus, because it just doesn't want to focus. But we're going to fill in a nice section here now, because all of this is C, so we're actually going to get some decent sections. Just really wish it would focus. Don't know if it's just too close for it to focus. It focused a little on my fingers and that earlier, didn't it? I don't think I've got anything else I can stand it even higher on, so we'll just have to leave it at this for now, and then I wonder if I've got another notepad near me that I can put it up on. Shall we see? Oh, there's another one. There's a notepad I made years ago, still going strong. Let's see if we can, it's not very straight, but we can try. Let's see if we can go even higher, if that causes it to focus better. I think it focused for half a second and then it went again, didn't it? Just doesn't seem to want to focus. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to focus at all. I think the camera focus is just completely skeweth. It's trying, it's just not getting there. I don't think it likes shiny. I can't take the shiny away because it's all shiny from glue and glitter. But basically this whole section here is C's, so we'll be filling that in. So actually get some filling in instead of just dotting around. I'll work on the rest of this after. So I'm going to do the wings first. I'm guessing because of the way these are numbered, they don't meet the DMC colour codes. I quite like it when you get the kits with the DMC colour coding, because that means you can use the drills across multiple different kits and know that you've got the correct colour. So I do have containers that have the correct colours in. I've been able to mix and match because they all come from the same batch, or rather the same number. I think black is 301 or something, isn't it? But these ones, obviously, because they don't colour code to DMC, they won't be able to be mixed in with other ones. I've been trying to work out what the tacky glue stuff is they use on these, because that way I can try to make my own and use up all the spare beads that you always end up with left over on these things, because it seems such a waste to not have anything for them. Oh, you are still here. Yay! So I'm not talking to myself. So, you know, I just say I'm in a company meeting because I work for myself. So if I'm talking to myself, it's a company meeting. What are you cross-stitching? Or is it sewing stitching? What type of stitching are you doing? I need to get to actually sewing some stuff. I've got a whole bunch of wonderful fabric from a local lady here, and it's all down on the bottom shelf here, you can't see it, but I just haven't got around to sewing anything with it yet. I really need to. I think that maybe Duncan back as well, so I don't know how long I've been live for. That's the other thing, there's no timer on this thing, I don't think. I can't see a timer anywhere, so I don't know how long it's been. Oh, you're doing the black work, so my memory is so bad. Do you have any more seams? Oh, yep, got some more here. It's going to be so nice we had to put her up on display straight away because she's already attached to a canvas. A lot of the ones I've done that aren't attached to canvas, they're just, well, she's already attached to a frame. The ones that aren't framed and rolled up, I often complete them and then I just put them aside, and they never actually get done anything, so they actually get a little broken as the gems come off as we re-roll it to store it. Gave a whole bunch away to one of my auntie's grandchildren because she really liked them and I needed them out of the room, so it was nice to give them away to someone. But I'm starting to get a little collection up again so I need to find something to do with them. It's quite nice having sections to fill in properly. I do like filling in big chunks instead of just the dotted colour everywhere. So we'll fill in our dress so we can go back to the number of balls and do them. I seem to be moving down the body instead of just doing the wings here, but never mind. Let's stop there for a minute before I go any further and see. I don't think we have any more C's. Let's just move on to the next one, on to D, which is number 11, and fill them in on the wings. Get the wings done before I move further down, I think. My husband's just walked past with a pack of crisps, and now I'm jealous because I've just realised I forgot to eat lunch. It explains why I'm hungry. I'm sure I dropped one there somewhere, but I can't see it. No, no. Never mind. Sure it'll turn up. Oh, yeah, there you go. It's on the floor there. Okay. Have a drink. My throat's hurting. Yeah, so my next live I'll do one of those etch away ones. I might do that street art one because I'm quite fascinated to see how it comes out. There's 3 of them. There's an alien, a one that says good vibes only, and then a woman. So I might try one of them. Because I've never done one that stretches away into colour before, like that. So it's going to be really, because it's chunky colour, so it's going to be really interesting to see how it comes out. What number do we want next? 11. Okay, so 11 is D, so let's look for the D's. This is filling in quite nicely there. I think it's dangerous not knowing how long I've been on here. It doesn't tell me when it's time to get off, really. But never mind. Finally finished the Gilmore Girls, so I am now watching the latest season of You, because I wanted to wait until both the February and March parts were out. I didn't want to watch it in 2, so started on You today. So it's going to be interesting to see where this one's going. I've only seen the first episode and already intrigued to find out who's behind certain situations. I won't say anything too much in case you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, can't wait to see where it goes. And I gather it's only got one more season and then that's the last. So it's going to be interesting to see how they finish it all off. I think, I don't know what his real name is, but the one that plays Joe has done such a fantastic job, because I knew him from Gossip Girl originally, and he's such a different character. I think he's just done a really good job of being this secret psycho who's not so secret psycho. Yeah, was that all the D's already? There wasn't a lot of D's up there, so yeah, let's move on. I've got so many settings in this software that I don't know what they mean. I'm going to have to look it up so that I can understand if I can improve anything while using it. I had to YouTube just how to set up this camera and camera thing, but it wasn't actually that bad in the end. I need to work out why the camera's square. I think it must be something to do with the actual camera I'm using, so maybe when I get a better camera it will go full screen instead of this little odd square thing that it's doing. Right, we'll learn, we'll get there. But I've really enjoyed going live with you all again. I know only a few of you have been able to make it, but it's actually been really lovely to have someone to chat to when I'm crafting. Even though sounds like most of the time I'm chatting to myself, you lot do put stuff in the comments, in the chat box, so I feel like I'm chatting to different people. It's really nice. Don't feel quite so lonely. 12, we're doing F. Spot a D I missed. I'm so good at this, aren't I? I think it generally would be a miracle if I didn't miss some though. The day I don't miss one, we know something's gone wrong. I've been turned into a robot. Noticed my wholesaler actually does some 5D painting stuff, so I'm actually tempted to get some in and test them out, see what they're like. I don't know what it is with me and this pink wax, but it always keeps popping back out. I don't know what I do to it. My watch has just told me it's time to stand. I'll tap. I'm sat crafting, I'm not standing. I'm glad you caught my live. It's lovely to have people to chat to. I'm gonna try to start planning ahead for the lives to give you guys better notice. So I think hopefully from next week I will put a more notice up in the Facebook page, in the Facebook group, saying what day I'm going to go live and what time I'm going to go live, and see how many people can make it if they've got a bit more notice, because I'm terrible at giving notice. But I'm not going to stick to doing one day. I'm going to do it different days each week, so that way hopefully everybody gets a chance to come along. The only day I definitely won't do are Wednesdays, because that's when I join Denise's live. But Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, I'll probably change it up each week and do them. I don't tend to do Mondays because I have my Monday night craft group. I've wrote down, I've got peppermint purple and steady thread, save the stitches and tangled thread. Did I miss any more? Have you got anyone who can post you from pop to your house and then post them up to you so that you can at least do some? I don't think I ever leave the house without some kind of craft, because I can't imagine leaving the house doing nothing. But if I went away and I forgot to take something with me for a long period of time, I think I'd go stir crazy. I saw an F somewhere to put in, and now I can't see it. Oh, there it is. It's like, I know there's at least one more, I've seen it. Oh, missed that one. Thank you. Glad you double checked with me, because I always think I'm writing things down and then I miss something. There we go. Now I've got the note down. Oh, and cliff side stitches. It's a good job nobody sees my notes because my writing is terrible bent over like that. There's 2 cliff side stitches. And I've got tangled threads wrote down, definitely. Yeah, I'll have to join those groups and test them out. That'd be so cool. Probably get onto them once I stop here, and that way I won't forget. Though I might get food first because I need to eat. Don't know what I'm going to eat though. I think it's finally stopped raining out. It's just windy now. That's nice. Tiles, not tykes. Oh, well, lucky I did write down tiles. Though with my writing, it'd probably be hard to understand what I write. Let's. Okay, so that we can work out. A team doing G. We should have almost all of the wings done in there. We just have to fill in a few spaces that I missed because I'm good like that. Because after doing these ones, there's only 14, which is H left. And then the wings will be done. Yep, I have 6. Woohoo! I love finding new groups to check things out on. Need to check in and see how everyone's doing with their March challenge because it'll be over soon. And now I've got a few entries, but I can't remember how many people's entered at this point. But be nice to see and see what the prize is going to be this time. I've quite enjoyed keeping the prize options open, so that whoever wins gets to choose what kind of craft supply they want. Because that means it's open to all crafty people then, and not just yarnies. Because I've done crochet gift stuff and I've done art stuff so far. So this month's challenge, you had to create something, any kind of craft you like, but it had to be something that signifies to you a change. It could be something as simple as changing colours in your yarn, or it could be learning a new skill, or showing a change in your life somehow. It's been quite a good one. My challenges tend to be, well, they're themes rather than a challenge. Mine are a little more obscure than most people's, but it's because I like getting people thinking outside of the box, and doing something that they really want to do. And you can usually fit the challenge or the theme to whatever you fancy. But yeah, you just pick something you want to make that signifies to you that it's a change. It doesn't have to be completed by the end of March. As long as it's started, you can put a photo of it up in the March thread. You learned how to do black. See, so go and post that in my Facebook page, Facebook group in the March thread that's pinned to the top, and then you can be entered into the competition, and then I will add you to the prize wheel and see who wins a prize. Each month I pick one winner to get a little, there's nothing big, but just a little prize for taking part. Sharon won the first one, and she had some art pens, which I actually liked so much I bought myself some. And I really the group is, I think it's literally just called Sonia Jones YouTube group. Let me see if I can copy and paste it into the chat a minute for you. How do you share a group? Don't know how to get a share. Right, let me do it on my laptop here. Hopefully this won't mess up the what do you call it? Where's the mouse? Yeah, find it. There. Let's go to Facebook and grab the thing, and hopefully I can pop it into chat for you. Can I log in? Let's see if that's worked. Did that post a link? Oh, there you go. Did that work? See if you can click on that. See if that should hopefully take you direct to the group. And then the post is pinned to the top. So you just pop a photo in of your project and say this is your change entry. And then you can be entered into the prize. See, we're doing H's. I still need to work out how to capture the blimmin' spinny thing on my laptop without having to turn the camera around to capture it. I haven't got the capture software working on my laptop yet. I think I need to get more space. But this stuff's working quite well, so hopefully we can find a way to make it work. Because I think maybe with this software I can capture my desktop. If I can capture my desktop, I can just do picture in picture like this. So I'll have a play with that at some point in the next day or so, ready for filming the winner and announcing next month's challenge or next month's theme. Yeah, my change has been learning this butterfly loom. It's been really good fun. That's something I'd never done before, so it's been fun to do and learn. They're really easy to work with, so it's been quite good fun, and I've got so many ideas of things I plan on making with it. So hopefully there'll be a lot of patterns coming out for it soon. So I'm going to do the scarflet and the bag patterns that Mary gave me first, so that they have some nice videos, and then I will come up with all my own ones. Don't know if you can tell, but we've almost finished the wings. Okay, so I need to fill in D there, which was 11. That one, I think. Okay. Can't remember if I've got post approval on to whether I need to approve you joining or whether it will automatically do it, because I have 2 different groups and they're on different settings and I don't remember which group has what settings, because I have a local group for my craft group that I run here as well. Okay, so the group is, there we go. It says here, you want to participate, let's approve. Check that, hopefully. Asked me to approve something for you, but it's not showing anything, so I don't know. Might be Facebook having a funny 5 minutes. Says that you reacted to it. There we go. Hopefully you should be in the Facebook group now, and hopefully Facebook's gave you a notification. And then so just post a photo in the pinned thread at the top. That's the March thread. It says March theme thing from the 3rd of March. If you post a photo in the comments section on that, that automatically enters you in. Okay. 6. Fill in the number 6 and then I think we're good. That's a 9. I was doing well at keeping these in order, but apparently not so much. There we go. If Facebook gives you any problems for not posting, just message me to say and I can add it for you, because I know Facebook's been a bit funny for things at the moment. So somebody invited me to a group for an event that's going on around here, and Facebook just would not send the invite. I think they tried 3 times and just didn't get me in, so someone else sent me the link and I was able to invite myself. I think Facebook's gone a little doolally with some of its stuff at the moment. It just doesn't always seem to work correctly. Notifications seem to be all over the place. I've been getting notifications for things from a week ago and not getting notifications for things I need to know about from this week. And then Instagram's also going skew if one of my pages on Instagram, one of my profiles, is sharing other people's small businesses. In order to find those businesses, they use a hashtag. What did you say? What did you post? So if you go to the Sonia Jones YouTube group, at the top there should be a section that says featured. If on your phone sometimes it's closed up and you need to click a little arrow that says open it, and then it should be on there and the featured post will take you, so I don't know if it will show, so you should have a post here featured, and this is the one you want to click on. If you just click on there, it'll take you to that thread and then you can just pop it down in the comment section there. You can see the other entries there. But if you can't find the thread, just post it in the group and I'll see if I can move it to the thread or something for you. we're doing the falls, which is the dress. So the wings are done, and we're going on to the dress. Probably should do this in another live. We've been on here a while, but I'm kind of enjoying myself. I'd send you a link direct to the post, but I don't know if you can do that or not. Never tried. Oh, my belly is telling me it's hungry though. This is looking so pretty. Hello, darling. I think my youngest son has just walked past with a box of donuts.
Not donuts.
Not donuts? What are they?
Equally as bad though. Are you sure you want to know?
Go on, talk to me. What you got? Oh, chocolate cream eclairs. Oh, he's mean.
You may have one if you would like.
Oh, that's very lovely of you. Just like anyone would think I don't feed my children healthy food with the amount of crap that they come back with. But they do get fruit and veg. It's a torture to get them to have it sometimes, but...
I just buy it myself.
Yeah, exactly. This is the problem. When your kids start working and they've got their own money, they just go and buy all the crap food anyway, so just embrace it. Let them have their diet and just try to sneak in the healthy stuff in their main meals. Awesome. Worst comes to worst, I can try tagging you in the post and then you can respond to the tag, and that should hopefully get it to post if you still can't do it. Oh, she's looking so pretty. I just really wish he'd focus on the face a bit more because it just looks so good. Doesn't want to anyway. The other thing is obviously you see it upside down because I've got the camera on that side, so I don't know if there's a way to put the camera the other side when you do it so that you don't see it upside down. We'll have to work out. Maybe put it sideways so you see it from the side or something. I don't know. We'll have to play. There might be a way that I can flip the camera around in this software so that you see it the right way around as well. I'll have a play for next week and see what we get. I suppose the real challenge would be me remembering how I set it up so that I can repeat this process next week. No, my luck, I forget. But luckily I watched a YouTube video on how to do it, so I should be able to find it in my history if I don't remember how to do it. You posted 3 pics. Let's have a look. Perfect. They are so cool. It's so neat. Oh, they're so pretty. You're so good at this. Ooh, they are so gorgeous. Yes, that means you're officially entered in. So, technically the events finish at the end of the month, but I always give an extra day or so to allow people with time zones and working shifts and things to get their entries in as well. So normally I do the draw and announcing the new theme video around the 2nd or 3rd of the month. So that will be a pre-recorded video that I'll pop out so that you can catch it at any point then. They normally go out somewhere in the afternoon. I don't tend to get things done early enough in the mornings to get them out. And then the winner just messages me, and then I discuss what prize and where I'm sending it to. I was actually really lucky. The first 2 people that won live reasonably close to me. So one of them I was able to give her prize at my craft group because she comes to my craft group. And the other lady who won, she lives in a village just over from my village. So Duncan was able to drop it off through a letterbox for her. Ones that I have to post out, prizes will take a little longer because my husband has to take them to the sorting office on the weekends. So it wouldn't get posted until at least the weekend after the announcement. And then it's up to Royal Mail how long it takes to actually reach anyone. And of course, if it goes to someone not in the UK, it will take a bit longer for the prize to reach. But hopefully it will get there eventually. Don't know if you can see the whole thing. Can you see me doing down at the bottom? I think it's a bit cut off. Let's see if I can up it slightly. Oh, the camera's stay up. No. It's as tight as it's going to go. Oh yeah, hopefully you can see. Yeah, our clocks went back at the weekend, so we lost an hour of time. So I'm in the UK, and it's currently 17 minutes past 4. So I probably should go and get some food soon, because I haven't eaten all day. But I'm enjoying doing this. No, it's open to anywhere I can post to. So I don't know of anywhere I can't post to, but if the winner turns out to be somewhere that I can't post to, I'll come up with something else. But I can post to the US easily, that's not a problem. bit of advice, don't stick your hand down on the sticky bit. Yeah, most of my viewers are actually US. Looking at the back end stats of my thing, almost all my views come from US. UK and Australia are close for second and third place. But I think something like 70% of my viewage comes from the US. So I expect over time more people in the US will win than the people in the UK. But at the moment, most people who have entered are actually UK people. Yours went forward. Did mine go forward or back? I lost an hour. Is that going forward or back? It would have gone forward, wouldn't it? For me to lose an hour. I'm trying to think. Yeah, should have been 1 o'clock, but it was 2 o'clock, so it went forward. Yeah, so it's Tuesday for me. Yeah, it's Tuesday the 28th at 19 minutes past 4 for me. 10:19 AM for you. So it's nice and early for you. You still got the whole day ahead of you. Starting to get a little dark here, but not properly dark at the moment, which is nice. But I'm not coherent in the morning, so I don't tend to do lives and things in the mornings because my brain is not woke up enough, which is why most of my viewage ends up being from the US, I think, because the times that I do it is pretty good time for the US for a lot of people. So I used to do some in the evenings, and that was again better time for US than UK. I try to get more UK for viewage, but I have some lovely people from the UK who view my channel, but the majority of them are US. I have some from other countries who, what do you call it? They comment in other languages, and I try to respond to all my comments, but sometimes Google Translate doesn't understand what they've said, and if Google Translate doesn't understand, then I can't respond, because without that I can't do anything. So I feel bad when I can't respond to some people, but I just don't know what they've said, so I can't. I very rarely don't respond to comments, and I'm sure some of them will think that I just can't spell. I mean, I can't spell particularly well, but of course a lot of my people from US, and of course we spell things slightly different in the UK sometimes. I'm trying to think, we went to group yesterday at 6, and it was just starting to properly get dark. It doesn't get proper dark until about 7. But I like my daylight, so I count it as starting to get dark as soon as it starts to get more dreary, especially in here because the lighting is not great. It goes all the way through, so we're relying on a lot of natural lighting in this place because the ceiling lights and that aren't particularly great quality. Right, I think I've done all the falls. Did I miss any? I don't think so. I think we're good. This is nice. There's enough plastic bags for all of the gems. A lot of the ones I've had, you don't usually get enough plastic bags for all of them, so each pack has a plastic bag. I'd prefer reusable containers, but This is good because they're cheap, so you're not going to get reusable containers and cheap ones, are you? Oh, I'm going to fold it down so I can do it up there. Yeah, my brain is an afternoon brain, 100%. I do not do mornings well at all. I have a few people ask me to do things in the morning, and most of the time I'm like, no, just I can't do mornings. Yeah, it would be handy if you're commenting on an English speaking video, if you attempt to speak English, because even if the English is bad, then at least I can try to understand what they're saying. But when it's wrote in a language that I can't even decipher what language it is, it's very hard for me to respond to them. And yeah, Google doesn't always recognise the language, so it can't translate. So like if I comment on a video that's Spanish speaking, I will attempt to say it in Spanish. Yeah, aluminium versus aluminum, isn't it? I actually prefer aluminum to aluminium. Right, let's see. Should we do the ones? Oh, I just found the timer for how long I've been live. I just found it down here. Oh, I've been live almost 2 hours. I'm supposed to only be live for an hour. Aluminum. Yeah, see, that's so cool. It just sounds so cool. I probably should go, but never mind. Can't believe it's taken me almost 2 hours to work out where the timer thing is on this software. It's right down at the bottom. Give me a brain, I'd be dangerous. Definitely enjoyed this kit though. I think I'm going to get some more of them because they had a whole bunch of different ones there. So I think this has been quite nice. What do you think? Is it nice having something to watch me work on, even if the camera's not particularly great? Instead of me just sitting there chatting and crocheting off camera. I think I preferred having something done. She's not done yet. She just needs the 2 lower wings and there's a little bit on her dress there. But I might have to come back and finish it on the next live or something, because or just finish it off camera and then put a picture up in the group, because I really do need to go and get some food. And I also didn't realise that I've been live for almost 2 hours. Another 2 minutes and it would have been 2 hours, which is an hour longer than I planned. Yeah, it's not too much left to do really. So all of this is done. So we've just got these bits here and then a tiny bit down her dress there. Is that all the ones? Nope, I missed another one. It really would be a miracle that I don't miss any. Do them up and I can't get them undone again. One more. I think just one more. And then I think that's all the ones. Oh, dropped it. Yep, I think that's all the ones. So let's do the 2s. That's the 12. 2. What colour was 2? That's 3. That's 6. 2. Here we go, we have the 2. Yeah, so I think I might pop pictures of the other kits that I've got here, the scratching ones, up in the group, and we can vote on which one I work on next week in the live. I think that might be quite good fun. What do you reckon? Should I put a post up and then everyone can vote which one we should work on? Just that way people also know what's going to be happening in the live as well, don't they? Which I think would be quite cool. Doesn't seem to be too many twos. Oh, a few more twos over that side there. I know, I think the 2 hours has gone really fast, hasn't it? Certainly didn't feel like I've been going for 2 hours. Explains why everyone's back though. So the longer I spend on here doing this, the closer it is to dinner time, and I can just have dinner instead of snacking, because snacking is not good. I'm trying to lose some of the chub. Yeah, I can't remember what other kits they had in the range, so I'm going to have to possibly go back at the weekend and have a look. Thought I saw another two, now I can't see it. Nope. I'll find it at the end if I need to. Oh, that must be amazing. Get to test stitch one of them. Yeah, I'll try next week to work out how I can do it so you can all see it up the right way instead of upside down. But what I'll do is I'll turn her around so that she's up the right way for you guys before I leave. And then hopefully you can see what she actually looks like the correct way around. And I might show her in the other camera so you can see her focused as well. So, working on the threes. I don't think there's too many threes. Do love their colour choices for this. Set one of the threes. I knew I saw a two somewhere. It's there. Never mind, I'll fill it in when we get to the end. I think that's all the threes. I'll probably grab some fruit. I've got some fruit in the kitchen. So I'll munch on one of them. Oh no. I actually have all my teas in travel mugs, lidded travel mugs, because otherwise every tea I drink would be cold. So I shove them in lidded travel mugs and then they stay warm a little longer. Okay. Got a couple of fours I've missed. Or at least one four I've missed. Look, there's definitely a few more falls. God. Oh, there. Right, definitely all the falls this time. Hopefully. I've spotted a 3 I've missed, but we'll come back to it. I missed so many. Oh, I'll have another look at that one in a minute then. So 5s. Eleven. 6. Where did I put number 5? There you are. I guarantee by the time I get to number 14 we're going to find at least one of each one I've missed. I have to go back and fill in again because I'm so bad at this. She is really starting to look really quite pretty. Bet this would have been lovely if it was a full drill piece and not just a partial drill piece as well. To do all of this in gems as well would just be stunning, I think. But that would definitely be more than a one live. It's nice to have a pretty pen with it though. So I've got so many of those basic pink ones, which I like because pink's my favourite colour, but this has got a little flower on, so it's nice and pretty. Yeah, I think that's all the 5s. 6. Keep forgetting to talk, so I'm just getting really into getting it finished now. You're in the end zone, your brain's just like concentrating on finishing it and not talking, which is not really good when I'm supposed to be chatting to you guys. But as my youngest son often says, I have a non-functioning brain, so it just switches off whatever it fancies it. That's what he calls my vertigo, my non-functioning brain, or my brain fog, when it just He leaves me going, I was saying something, what was I saying? He's like, it's your non-functioning brain, mummy. Well, mum, he doesn't say mummy now because he's too old for that. My baby will be 18 next month. Really quite depressing that my youngest will be 18. And then my oldest very kindly reminded me last week that he is now the wrong side of 25, or about to be the wrong side of 25 this year. So I'm feeling really, really old. 7. That's 10. That's 8. That's 12. 7. There we go. Oh, awesome. I'll have a look. It's nice to get some posts in the group. The group has a habit of going quiet every so often. So I need to try to post in it more often. But I always worry that me sharing the same stuff over and over again will get boring. So when I'm doing a lot of spinning, I only share 1 or 2 posts of me spinning instead of all of them. So I just don't want to bore people, but then it ends up leaving the group not having much action going on because everyone else forgets to post as well then. It's the same on my local craft group. Because a lot of us share our work at the group, we forget to post in the group for all of the people who don't come. And the ones who don't come along don't tend to share very much, which is a shame. Because it would be nice if they did. Because we don't really get to see what they do otherwise. Because they can't come to the actual meetup group. But, oh well. Maybe one day they'll come along and then we can see what they do. The oldest is turning 45 in December. So, do you feel old or are you okay with that? Because I feel old, but my mum doesn't care. Because my youngest brother is 10 years younger than me. So he will be 33 this year. And my mum doesn't care. She's just like, it's fine. Whereas me, I'm like, I'm getting old. Not that I mind getting old. They say another year older, another year wiser. I'm not sure I'm ever wiser, but I definitely learn more craft skills. Because it adds way more craft skills to me. I want to try that punch needle. That looks really good, and then tufting, but I don't think I have enough space for a tufting gun. But punch needle, I definitely have space for one of them. Yeah, that'd be great if you want to post some of your finished objects. That's the whole point of the group, to share all your work. So yeah, that'd be lovely. I don't know if you can hear that, but my belly is grumbling away. I do this a lot though. I get to crafting and I forget to eat. I should be skinny as a rake, really, with the amount of times I forget to eat during the day because I'm crafting, but I'm not. I just have to look at a cake or even an apple and my body holds on to that fat. Pretty weird. When I was younger, I was so skinny I couldn't put weight on at all no matter what I ate. and then got older, and it's now the opposite way around. And it's such a shock to the system. I got all the 8s. Hopefully. If you're only just starting to feel old at 60, that's fantastic. I've been feeling old since my 20s. Just so, the worse my health got, the older I felt. I say I feel like I'm in my 90s some days. 9. Yeah, have a go on your punch needle and share it in the group so I can have a look, because I really want to have a go on it. That'd be great to see someone else's work of it, and then I can hopefully get some ideas. Oh, was that all of the A's? That's not very many A's. Didn't need to pull anywhere near as much out. Yeah, this is my problem. I have so many things I want to get done. There's just not enough hours in the day, and days in the week, and weeks in the year. I had so much planned to get done this year already, and I'm already behind because I just haven't had time to do it all. And I can't do most of it on live because I need to concentrate on some of the stuff that I want to get done while I learn how to do it. It's like I used to do a lot of drawing and painting, but I haven't done any for years, and I've dropped acrylic painting mostly, and I'm moving on to watercolour, which is a whole different skill. So I need to concentrate when I'm doing that at the moment until I get better at it. I do have a drawing pad to do digital art, which I was doing reasonably well on practicing on, but again, life got in the way. Yeah, but if you're the older sister, you're the wiser sister. It's always good to be the wiser sister. My sister, my twin sister, is the least crafty person I know. She keeps aiming to do some crafts, but she just never gets round to it because she's just working. And so I'm the only one in the family really that does crafty stuff. None of the rest of my siblings do any of it. But me and my twin sister are technically the oldest siblings, so all the rest of them are younger. So I don't really have a proper older sister. Though my twin keeps telling me how she is 4 minutes older than me, and that makes all the difference to her. Wow, there's quite a lot of these C's. We need some more. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. We need to live a lot longer because there's just so many. It'd be really nice if we get reincarnated, but remembering all the crafts that we were able to do so we can just move on to the next ones. Because there's just so many amazing crafts nowadays, and other things to learn that you can't do all in one lifetime. See, I was originally an oil painter, And then a friend of mine introduced me to acrylic paint, which was much easier to do with the kids running around. So I moved on to acrylic paint. But I'm trying to be a little more environmentally conscious about things, she says, while doing a plastic thing. So I'm trying to move on to watercolour, because obviously acrylic paint is plastic, and I'm trying to reduce how many plastic crafts I do. So I wanted to learn watercolour, and I have all the stuff here to do it. It's just finding time to practice. I've had a little practice, followed some tutorials online, and they didn't turn out too bad. It's a different skill, obviously, because it's like when you save the lights and when you do the lights last, it's very different between water and acrylic. So it's taken some time. I also have pastels, chalk pastels and things, and oil pastels, and I've done work with them as well, but again, it's something I need to practice for, and colouring pencils and things. It's just, I have a lot of art craft supplies and art supplies that I just don't have time to use all the time. I still do some acrylic painting if we want to get technical, because I paint Warhammer models, and of course that's acrylic paint basically. So it's not that I don't do any acrylic paint anymore, but that's why I'm trying to reduce how much I do. I've done paint pouring. It was really good fun. I loved doing paint pouring. And actually I still have some paint pouring paints left, so I'm probably going to do some more to use them up, so I'm not going to let them go to waste. There is, I think there's 2 videos on my channel of me doing paint pouring. One was a really giant one, and it resulted in me getting paint all over my new leggings at the time. Both pairs are now covered in paint, and I don't really care because I had so much fun doing it. Yeah, oil paintings, like, I found easier for years, because it's what I did oil painting as part of my GCSE. Oil painting and ink drawings were my GCSE for art. So acrylic took a little getting used to because of the drying times being so drastically different. But I did enjoy doing it. And then I discovered mediums that can slow down the drying time for acrylic, which opened up a whole new thing for me, which was quite nice. Oh yes, Zentangles. Do love Zentangles. Obviously, as a kid, I knew them as doodles and things because I did them all as a kid. But of course, nowadays they're often called Zentangles because of the people who come up with a whole system for them all, which is really cool. They're really relaxing, I think. You just kind of enjoy the flow of the pen, creating all of the different shapes and things, so I just think they're really good fun. I think there might be some videos, I'm trying to remember, it's been so long, but I think there's some videos of me doing Zentangle letters on my channel many years ago. I've done so many different things on this channel. So a lot of people say I should pick one thing and stick to that for both my business and my YouTube channel, but it's like, nope, I like doing lots of different things, and I'm going to keep doing lots of different things. Keeps you guessing, you never know what you're going to see from me next. Yes, Bob Ross was a genuine loss to the art world when he passed. He was such an amazing teacher, and his wet on wet method was my favourite type of painting to do. And I think the only person I enjoy teaching me as much as Bob Ross is a lady called the Art Sherpa, Cinnamon Cooney. She's fantastic for acrylic paintings and doing some water paintings and things. So I've loved watching and learning from her as well. But I haven't had time to watch a lot of hers recently. It's been years since I've been able to properly watch hers. I don't know Rick and Maria. I'll have to look them up. Just spotted another 4 I've missed. What a surprise. But we're getting there. I tried calligraphy because I do love the look of calligraphy. I had a proper calligraphy pen set. It was like a teach yourself calligraphy thing. Absolutely loved it. But I have so much shake in my hands nowadays that trying to do beautiful written calligraphy is just too hard. So I just gave it all away. So it doesn't really matter if my hands shake doing this, I can move it. That's part of the reason I started trying to do digital artwork, because if my hand suddenly spasms off somewhere, it doesn't matter because I can just quickly undo that. Whereas when I'm doing it is writing or painting, it's a bit harder to undo that, which is a shame. Right, did we get all the C's? I think we did. So 11 for the D's. We are almost done. 2.5 hours in. Wow. Will we hit 3 hours? This seems to have 2 different colours in here. I think the D's are supposed to be the lighter colour. Don't know how I've ended up with 2 different colours, because the C was a very different colour, so I didn't leave any in the pot. And they haven't mixed any up. So they must have just had some in the actual bag. They must have got a few mixed up when they were making this bag. Yeah, can you see the 2 different colours in there? One's darker and one's lighter. Yeah, I haven't done ink drawings in years. I did ink for my GCSE, but I haven't done any kind of pen and ink drawing since then. My GCSE ink was literally the pens where you dip it into the ink and then draw with that, rather than an actual pen with ink in it already. And I loved doing them. I haven't done any for years. I think I panic that I'm going to mess it up too much with my hand shaking, so I like things that I can erase easy. Right, is that all the D's? I think that's all the D's. Which way is the right way up for this bag? That way around. Tipping the bag upside down. This is clever, isn't it? did just notice I missed some C's at the bottom, either that or knocked them off with my hand. I'll put them on in a minute. Oh yes, let me write that down, LED5. I just picked up this to write it down instead of the actual pen. LED. Added that to my notes. We have another quiet one in here now. We got someone watching and not chatting. I think I scare people away. I'm just a little too much for some people. Right. We are on to 12s. That's 11. 12. 12. The hitchhikers. Yep, they're hitchhikers. But it's the same in my group. I have so many people who have never even commented. They just lurk in there and they don't say hi or anything. I never quite understand why you join a group and never post ever in it. I'm quiet in some groups that I'm in, but I usually at least say hi and share the odd piece of work that I'm working on. But I have some members in both my local group and my YouTube group that join, but they've never once posted. Oh, this is almost done. It's looking so good. Hey Joe, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be sunning it up. Happy birthday. So we've got a bunch of miserable rain, and I bet it's absolutely gorgeous where you are, Joe. I apparently don't know how to shut up today, Joe. We've been going for 2.5 hours. We've taken a new tactic. I'm doing a craft as I do my chats at the moment. I bet it is absolutely stunning gorgeous. I'm so jealous. That's a hell of a birthday. Duncan's informed me for my birthday he's hoping to take me to an escape room experience, and I'm so excited. I've always wanted to do one, but I've never got a chance to do one, so he's hoping to be able to take me along to one of them. I think he was going to surprise me at first, but then he wasn't sure which one I'd want to do, so he just told me instead. We actually are very lucky and have 2 different options in town. We have one that's kind of a whodunit murder mystery style escape room, and then we have one that's the more traditional puzzle-y type escape room. They change the theme up regularly. I think at the moment it's space themed, but I can't remember. And I don't know what it would be by the time it gets to my birthday. Yeah, my twin sister and some of my nieces and nephews, they've all done escape rooms already. And I've been so jealous of them. So it's like, yay, I'll finally get to do one. How was your flight, Joe? Was it good? Yep, almost done now. We've got to do number 14, the H's, and then fill in the ones that I've missed, which of course is quite a few again because this is me and I miss them all the time. I think we've got 1G. Might be all the G's. Oh, we've missed one up there. We missed a G right up on her cup. How did I miss that? Okay, 14. Okay, let's do the H's and we're almost done. Oh, that's awesome, Joe. So glad it's gone peaceful and easy for you. Nothing worse than trying to get everything done and things are going haywire. I say that like I know one, but I very rarely left the country, so I don't know what it's really like, but I've heard a lot from other people who have, so it's nice when it goes smoothly. This is almost done. She looks so pretty. I'm definitely going to get me some more of these kits, I think. I think this was a bargain price. And there was, I think there was 3 or 4 more of these little ones. I don't think they're all fairies. I think some of them were like that multicoloured Highland cow thing you can get, and I think one of them was an owl or something. And they had different sizes, not just this small size. So I might get a bigger one at some point. But yeah, I've definitely enjoyed doing this. It's really nicely done. And I think I quite enjoy working on these canvases that are already attached to a solid board rather than the rolled up ones. I can see why so many people like doing them direct onto these now. Yeah, I think we just need to fill in a couple of gaps that I missed, and then we're done. Yeah, tip that out of there. I'll do it properly in a minute. Right, so what did we miss? We missed some C's, which were 10. Is that 10? Yep. I think that's all the C's. Yep. Then we missed a number 2 there, so that's this one. And then we missed a number 3, which is this one. No worries, Joe. Go enjoy your holiday. Have a fabulous time and tell us all about it when you get back. And I will just imagine how wonderful it is to be on holiday. Take care and happy birthday, Joe. Have a lovely birthday. And then a 6. 1, 5, 6. And then the number 4, and then we're done. One more, this will be the final one. There. she is done. Should we turn her around so you can see her better? There she goes. Should we pop her up there on that focus? So, isn't she gorgeous? Oh, really happy with that. Turn it that way so you can see. I think she's come out wonderful. Shame about the focus, but hopefully I'll sort the focus out for next week. Maybe get a new camera if I can and try to fix so that way you can see, and maybe try to find a way to put it a little higher so that we can see more. But I think we done quite well, didn't we? It wasn't bad for our first attempt at doing 2 cameras. So, thank you for sticking around and chatting with me, Lotta. I'm definitely going to go and look up those LED 5D paintings and all of those groups. But for now, I'm going to go and grab myself an apple or something, because Duncan will be finished work in 20 minutes and I'll get him to do me some dinner. So I will see you soon. You all take care. Bye. I can work out how to end the stream in this new software because I don't know. The big button says stop streaming, so hopefully that'll work. So I'll see you all later. You take care. Bye.